Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss about nucleophilic substitution reactions in ether. Generally we know the functional groups in ether is going to be oxygen. Ethers are nucleophilic substitution reaction with hydrogen iodide gives alkyl iodide plus alcohols. Okay, in detail we will discuss in which case it is going to be alkyl iodide, in which case it is going to be alcohols, and all those things we will be discussing, right? Generally nucleophilic substitution reactions majorly it will happen in two ways, right? One is SN1 reaction, another one is SN2 reaction. Let us see how the SN1 reaction takes place in general. Okay, when lone pair of oxygens attacks the proton over there, what happens? R O H R, and oxygen with the positive charge generation takes place, right? Oxygen with the positive charge is likely to be unstable. That's what elimination of this part takes place, and generation of carbocation takes place here. This is RDS. Okay, in radiodetermining step, what is happening? Generation of carbocation is taking place. Okay, ROH. Okay, to this R plus, right? This is the second step. R plus, the nucleophile I minus will be added over there. I minus will be added over there. Then what will get? Alkyl iodide, right? This is how the SN1 mechanism takes place. Let us see how the SN2 mechanism takes place over here. SN2 mechanism takes place over here. Oxygen lone pair attacks the proton over there, and the negative charged iodine attacks the alkyl group from the back side. Okay, then what happens? Formation of transition state takes place here. Formation of transition state. Iodine okay, formation of transition state takes place. Here what happens? Finally elimination of this part takes place. Here elimination of this part takes place, and what happens? Finally we'll get the products over there. What is this? Ri plus ROH. In what cases we are going to get alkyl iodide? In what case we are going to get alcohols? Let us see in detail. Okay, here the points which I have written, each and every point is very important for this reaction over here. Okay, now let us see the first point. At least one tertiary alkyl group containing ethers undergo SN1 reaction. Okay, why SN1 reaction? In SN1 reaction intermediate is present, that is carbocation. Tertiary carbocations are relatively more stable, because of which they will undergo SN1 reaction, and this reaction gives tertiary alkyl iodide and alcohols. Okay, now we have one substrate over there, right? We have one tertiary alkyl group is there, and we have a methyl group, right? Tertiary one readily undergoes what? SN1 reaction, right? Now bond breaking takes place over here, and carbocation generation on this particular carbon. Okay, if carbocation is generated and the negative part of the reagent nucleophile comes and attacks over there, and formation of what happens? Tertiary alkyl iodide formation takes place. This part, tertiary alkyl iodide, that is R I. This is tertiary alkyl iodide. And the remaining part, whatever is there, this part converts into alcohol, CH3OH. Okay, this is the this is the first point over here. Okay, now let us go to the remaining things over here. Okay, primary alkyl ether with cold hydrogen iodide undergoes SN2 reaction. SN2 reaction. This is a primary alkyl ether, right? Primary alkyl ether. It's a symmetrical one. Any one of the parts converts into iodide, and another part converts into alcohol. Okay, let us take CH3 CH2 iodide plus CH3 CH2 OH. Okay, now let us see the next point over here. Okay, we have seen the symmetrical one, right? Let us see unsymmetrical primary ethers. On this reaction gives small alkyl groups converts into alkyl iodide. Now we have two alkyl groups around the oxygen over there, right? Two alkyl groups are there. Okay, the first one is ethyl group and second one is methyl group, right? Ethyl group is relatively bulkier one, a bigger one, right? Methyl group is relatively smaller one, right? Now where hydrogen will go and iodine will go? Where is the nucleophile? What is the nucleophile here? I minus, right? In SN2 mechanism, right? Both leaving group gets out and incoming nucleophile attacks at the same time, right? Then incoming nucleophile goes to the carbon which has less substituents or less number of less bulkier one, right, smaller one, right. That's what this iodine part goes to the smaller one over here. Okay, the smaller group converts into alkyl iodide, right? That is methyl iodide. The smaller one is methyl group, that is methyl iodide, plus the bigger one converts into alcohol. What is this one? Ethyl alcohol, CH3 CH2 OH. Okay, this is the alcohol. Now let us see here, vinyl or phenyl alkyl ether. Okay, the in ether, right, one part is vinyl or phenyl and alkyl ether. Okay, if we have these kind of conditions, right, what happens here in these reactions? What happens is that vinyl alcohols or phenol will be formation taking place, right. Now generally vinyl groups or phenyl groups, they are not undergoing SN2 nucleophilic substitution reaction because the lone pairs are involved in the delocalization. Okay, that's a different case over here. But what happens is that here this bond won't break over here, but which bond is going to break over there? Alkyl and oxygen group bond which is there over there, that is going to be deconnected. And what happens here? We'll get vinyl alcohol and we'll get phenol, and remaining part turns into iodide over there. Okay, remaining part, what is there? Ethyl group is there, ethyl alcohol, sorry, iodide, ethyl iodide, and here also ethyl iodide will be formed. Okay, now let us see the second next point over here. Okay, if we have divinyl ether means around the oxygen, right, both the groups are vinyls, or diphenyl ether, around the oxygen both are, what is this, phenyl groups, right, does not involved in the SN type nucleophilic substitution reaction. In both the cases, what is happening? The lone pairs are involved in the delocalization, they won't undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. That's what we won't get any kind of products here. Okay, next let us see the next point over here. Chiral carbon means what? Carbon with 4 different groups, right? Chiral carbon containing 3-degree alkyl ether, and this reaction gives racemic mixture. Now let us see here, we have this particular carbon, right, this is a tertiary carbon, and what is this, it's a chiral one because we have all 4 different groups over there. Okay, we have all 4 different groups over here. Okay, this is a chiral one, right. This one gives what? Racemic mixture. Now this part turns into racemic mixture. Okay, this part readily undergoes SN1 reaction because it's a tertiary one. We have already mentioned tertiary carbon readily undergoes SN1, like nucleophilic substitution reaction, that is SN1, because the respective carbocation is more stable. This one turns into iodide group, MET, iodide. This part is going to be racemic mixture, and the remaining part, what is there, that is going to be alcohol. Okay, let me write it as it is. Okay, this is how the reaction takes place. Now let us see some other points over here. Chiral carbon containing primary alkyl ethers, and this reaction gives inversion configuration iodide and retention configuration alcohol. Okay, inversion means what? If the configuration of product is completely opposite to that of reactant, right, that is going to be inversion. If it is same configuration, that is going to be retention, right. Now we have 2 groups over there, right. Now which is going to be like iodide and which is going to be alcohol? Let us see here. Iodide will goes to the carbon which has less number of carbons or bulky branches, right. This is the primary one readily undergoes SN2 reaction. In SN2 reaction, iodine goes to the less number of branches or smaller size one, right. Here we have iodine 1. Comparatively, the first group is comparatively the smaller one, because of which we can expect iodine at with this particular position, right. Now this part alone is undergoing what? Nucleophilic substitution reaction, right. The configuration of this particular carbon is S. With the iodide, what happens? It is going to be inversion configuration iodide, right. Inversion configuration iodide. Let me write it over there. CH3 HD and iodide, right. What is the configuration here? S, right. We can get it here R because it is inversion product, right. And here bond breaking is taking place over there, right. The remaining all bonded, there are no change in the what is this configuration, right? Because all the connected bond around the carbon is going to be same over there. That's what we can expect, the same configuration over there. OH, C, D, H and ET. Okay, ethyl group. This is what S configuration, right? Sorry, this is retention product, and this is inversion product, inversion configuration iodide, and retention configuration alcohols we are getting here, right? This is how the reaction takes place. Now let us see here. This is a primary alkyl and vinyl ether, right? Now which one undergoes nucleophilic substitution reaction? Vinyl group does not involved in the nucleophilic substitution reaction, right? But methyl readily undergoes, right? The iodide will come and attacks the methyl group over there, and we'll get methyl iodide and vinyl alcohol. Okay, now we have vinyl and allyl ether, right? Now we have a vinyl group and allyl group. Vinyl group does not involve in the nucleophilic substitution reaction, right? That's what happens. This part involves in the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Vinyl alcohol formation takes place, and allyl iodide formation takes place. Iodine formation takes place. Now we have divinyl ether or diphenyl ether won't undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction, right? Here vinyl and phenyl groups are there. They won't undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. That's what we won't expect any kind of reaction over there. Now we have phenyl and methyl, right? Phenyl won't undergo, but methyl undergoes, right? SN2 reaction over there. What happens? Phenol, we'll get phenol plus methyl iodide over here. Okay, next we have tertiary carbon and we have primary carbon, methyl group, right? If we have at least one primary alkyl group, right, readily undergoes what? SN1 reaction. That's what this part turns into iodide, and this part turns into alcohol over there. Okay, iodide plus methanol. Now let us see here what is going to be the things. Okay, which is a secondary carbon over there. Secondary carbons we can expect SN1 and SN2 both, but here in this case when bond breaking takes place here, the generated carbocation is going to be something like this, right? This is aromatic, more stable, right? If carbocation is more stable, then SN1 reaction readily takes place, right? Then what we'll expect? Iodine over here and hydrogen over here. What happens over there? We'll get this compound something like this plus cyclopropyl alcohol over there. Okay, here also the same thing, right? Now if bond breaking takes place over there, we'll get the carbocation, and this is going to be the aromatic one. Okay, if bond breaking takes place over there, then we'll get the anti-aromatic product over here. Okay, which is going to relatively more stable over there. Aromatic is more stable, because of which we can expect bond breaking at this particular position. That's what we'll get here. This is iodide, and the another part is going to be alcohol. Okay, here what is going to happen over here? Okay, now if this is the tertiary carbon, we may expect SN1 reaction, right? If SN1 reaction takes place by breaking of bond over there, right, what happens? Carbocation generation takes place at this particular position. Okay, carbocation generation takes place at this particular position. This carbocation is highly unstable according to the Brecht's rule, right? At bridged carbon, sp2 hybridized carbon is non-planar over there, because of which it becomes unstable. That's why we won't expect these kind of reactions over there. But what we can expect over there? We can expect methyl iodide. Okay, we can expect this bond breaking taking place. Okay, and the remaining part turns into alcohol over there. This part turns into alcohol because there are no bond breaking over there. And what happens? We'll get methanol over there. Methanol over here. Then here, now vinyl group won't undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this part breaking, like this bond won't break over there, because the respective carbocation is highly unstable, because of which we can't expect nucleophilic substitution reaction. Here also phenyl won't undergo. Here also bond breaking won't take place, because of which again we won't expect any kind of nucleophilic substitution reaction here. Now if you see here, right, at this particular position it involves, okay, what happens? This phenyl like this part turns into alcohol, and this part turns into iodide over there. Phenol. Okay, now here, now this is a kind of bridged carbon only, right? Bicyclic compound. At bridged carbon, nowhere bond breaking we can expect over there. If bond breaking is not there, then what we can expect? We can't expect nucleophilic substitution reactions over there. Okay. Similarly over here, we may think by seeing the structure we may get confused, right? But here this is not the bicyclic compound. Okay, this bond is not connected over there, because of which this bond breaking we can expect and formation of alcohol and iodine takes place over there. This is the alcohol and the another part turns into iodine. Iodine. Okay, here also the same thing. Okay, now the same thing we are going to discuss, but we have an isotope, right, in the product, right? In which side isotope is going to be, right? Initially we have to find where the bond breaking is going to be taking place, right? Now if bond breaking takes place over there and generation of this carbocation takes place, okay, this is going to be aromatic. This carbocation is relatively more stable, because of which we can expect this bond breaking over there. If bond breaking takes place, what happens? This O18 is going to be with the cyclopropentane one only, right? That's what we can expect. Cyclopropenyl iodide plus, it is not iodide, but what do we have? We have OH group there over there. The incoming group is going to be OH group over here. OH and here also OH only, but isotope is over here. Where is the isotope? Here. Here is the isotope. Okay, yeah. Next, let us see here. Okay, what do we have? We have CH3 group here and we have CH3 group. We have tertiary carbon here, we have primary carbon here. If at least one tertiary carbon is there, then it will readily undergo SN1 reaction, right? If it undergoes SN1 reaction, what happens here? Let us see how the reaction takes place over there. This, let us take HI plus cold condition. What happens? This bond breaking takes place. When this bond breaking takes place, hydrogen comes here and iodine comes over there. And what happens? HO. How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At fifth carbon, we have a branch over there, right? Let us see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At fifth carbon, we have methyl group and we have iodine group, right? This is what the product is. Okay, this is how the nucleophilic substitution reaction takes place in ether. Each and every conditions are important when we write the products over there. Okay, this is what all about nucleophilic substitution reactions in ether. Thank you for watching and please do subscribe.